Welcome into the Cleveland Browns report for the second time today, because like an hour after I posted my first video, which was about Baker going to somewhere else, yada, 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 a big story came out from Mary Kay at Cleveland.com saying that the Browns and Jarvis Landry have mutual interest in a possible reunion. I mean, could you really come back to the land if you never really left, right? But regardless, Mary Kay tweeting out Jarvis Landry and the Browns have mutual interest in him returning to Cleveland. Deshaun Watson makes it more intriguing for him, his new agent says. You don't say. The Browns go trade for one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL, and all of a sudden Jarvis Landry's like, you know what? I actually didn't even sell my house in Cleveland yet. I wouldn't mind coming back and playing there if you guys will have me. I mean, it's all going to come down to the contract details, which we'll look at later on in the video. But on the surface, do you want Jarvis Landry to come back to the Browns? If you do, go ahead and spam his jersey number 80 down below if you want to see Juice come back to Cleveland, because I've said for a while now that I never wanted to see Landry leave the Browns, but financially, $16 million for a 29-year-old receiver who had a knee injury last season was never going to end very well for him. So his new agent, he said this during the NFL meetings going on with the owners and the coaches and agents and whatnot, all in Florida. That's his home, and he loves it there. Very direct and forward, Roosevelt. So Landry's new agent wants maybe to see Landry come back. You know, he's just being an agent, and he's doing agent stuff right there. But if you're Andrew Berry, bring him back, right? Jarvis Landry was really one of the first pillars that helped a team that won one game in 2 seasons get back to winning football. I understand he was not alone. It was not all Landry. It was not all Baker. It was all Myles Garrett was a factor, Denzel Ward. There were a lot of key pieces, okay? But Landry was just one of the first big figureheads of instilling a winning culture in the locker room, right? Starting a pattern of excellence from practice and onto the field. That was what he was known for. And honestly, I want to see him reap the benefits and the rewards of so much he did to help bring Deshaun Watson to Cleveland. Jarvis Landry walked so that Watson could come to Cleveland. I think that may be a stretch, but I think you get it. You see where I'm going, though, right? That so much of the Browns today is because of Landry. And it kind of sucks to see him go right before maybe they're going to get good. You know, they haven't been bad with him there, but you know what I'm saying, of Deshaun Watson able to take this team to a whole nother level. I want to see Landry be a part of that. I really do. Now, his agent also said this at the NFL owners and coaches meeting. I think that's what it's called. When you're a receiver, you always want to play with a great quarterback like Deshaun. Jarvis has always had a special place in his heart for Cleveland, but Deshaun being there makes it more intriguing. Like I said, yeah, it does make it more intriguing. It's not like Landry had a horrible relationship with Baker Mayfield, but I don't think they were making out and sharing, sunset bathtubs together. There was definitely a little bit after OBJ left, a tiny bit of a fallout, I'd imagine. I mean, OBJ's his best friend, and because of Baker Mayfield, at the end of the day, that's the root cause. Odell Beckham Jr. was no longer a part of the Browns. If that's your best friend, you see him leave, you're not going to go out and all right, let me hold hands with my old quarterback now. And that's part of the reason why my best buddy just left. Now, saw this interesting take on Twitter. Also a good Twitter follow. More for you, Cleveland. But they said the Browns' inability to get Baker's money off their books has brought up a couple of roadblocks in terms of new deals with guys from what I've heard. And that makes sense. Baker Mayfield is scheduled to make $18 million this year. The Browns can't afford to pay him $18 million and have him be the backup quarterback. They can't afford to have him be probably, I'm going to limit and say, the most expensive backup QB in NFL history. So they got to find a way to move him, and most importantly, move that money, or at least some of it, if no one wants to take all of it, to bring players like Jarvis Landry, Will Fuller, or Jadeveon Clowney back to Cleveland or to Cleveland. Listen, guys, this is the second video we have done today. So if you're looking for a spot that gives you breaking Browns news and rumors, because I was sitting in my chair and I saw this, and I was helping some other people out at the office here, I thought, I could punt on this and maybe do it tomorrow, but this is too good to pass up on. So if you're looking for a place for free Browns news and rumors where we keep you up to date 24/7, this is the spot to be. So make sure you subscribe today. My contract take, how would you give Landry a 2-year, $20 million contract? So he was supposed to make $16 million. You bring him down to 10, right? It's not disrespectful money. I saw somewhere on Twitter, I couldn't find it a couple days ago, that Landry was looking for $20 million. I hope he'll find that when he finds a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Like, he's going to be looking for a long time if he thinks he's going to find $20 million on the open market after the first and now kind of second wave of free agency is wrapping up. So 2-year, $20 mil. You pay him $10 mil in the first season. If you want to negotiate or structure so you can cut him after 1 year, I don't care. But bring him back, right? I think this would be a good deal for both sides. But what do you think? What would you offer Landry if you were Andrew Berry? Like, I guess the best question would be, how many years? Would you want it to be a 1-year contract? Or would you be interested in a 2-3-year kind of a longer-term deal? Space some of that money out a little bit. Now they got Deshaun Watson there. Maybe Landry would take a bit of a hometown discount and go, moving sucks, great quarterback, I'll stick it out in Cleveland. I'll stay with the Browns and go for another year. Because since he's come over, I'm losing my voice here. Since he's come over in 2018, I don't know if he's been like a stellar fantasy football wide receiver, but when you watch him play, you know how important he is to the Browns offense. Like, when it's 3rd and 7 and you need a first down, who you going to? Like, it has been Landry time after time over the slot, those sticky hands. He just does everything so well. Jarvis Landry has just been one of the he's been a player you can get a jersey of, right? And that's hard to say these days because jerseys are, if you got a Baker Mayfield jersey recently, sorry. OBJ jersey recently, sorry. If you wanted to be unique and get an Austin Hooper jersey, that sucks. But Landry, he was a jersey guy. Let's keep those 80 jerseys. Spam 80 down below. Let's get Landry back to Cleveland. Now, the other side where I'm ahead of my skis here. What if you sign Jarvis Landry and you get OBJ later on in the season? I don't think Odell Beckham Jr. is going to sign before week 1. He won't be ready until November, December-ish. So if I was him, I would do what he did last season after getting released by the Browns. You just wait and see who's really good, and you join a team that's going to win a Super Bowl, and he picked right. So why not wait and see and do the same thing? Plus, I did hear Odell Beckham Jr. had not sold his house yet in Cleveland. Also blown away he bought, but okay, maybe not. So could you lure OBJ if you sign Landry? That's going to pretty much do it for us here on the Cleveland Browns Report. Make sure you are subscribed because when breaking news and rumors like this happens, we're getting a video out to you. So shout out to my producer, Marshall, helping me out to help you guys out to stay up to date with the latest Cleveland Browns news and rumors.